Good morning, it's Wednesday, and we're going to read a story called What Comes in a Shell today. It's by the same author as the story that we read yesterday, Oceans. It's by Susan Canizares and Pamela Chenko, except this one is by Susan Canizaro and Betsy Chesson. All right, what comes in a shell? One of my favorite things to see when I go scuba diving is seashells on the bottom of the ocean floor. What comes in a shell? A crab comes in a shell. It has a hard shell on its back, doesn't it? It's the whole outside of its body is a hard shell. A lobster comes in a shell too. A shrimp comes in a shell. A barnacle does too. A barnacle is something that grows on the bottoms of boats or on rocks near the ocean's edge. A scallop comes in a shell. A snail does too. Now, you have snails in the ocean, but you also have snails around here, like in our garden at school. We get a lot of snails in our garden at school. They actually sometimes can be a problem eating our plants. A mussel comes in a shell. A clam does too. Their shells look a little bit alike, except the mussel is longer and black. A conch. So look at this word. It says C-O-N-C-H. So you should read conch, conch, and you could say it conch, but the correct way to say it is conch. A conch comes in a shell. An oyster comes in a shell. ... Something's coming. Sometimes with a pearl. That's right, pearls come from oysters. But a pearl starts as a little tiny grain of sand, and it irritates the oyster, and oyster secretes things to cover it up, kind of like a blister and a Band-Aid, and it covers, and then if it does that for long enough, it becomes a pearl. If it stays inside the oyster for long enough, which is years and years and years to become a really big and beautiful pearl. All right, so your job today, I forgot what it was, let me look, is to draw and write about something that comes in a shell. So anything you want, and there's lots of other things that come in a shell. We talked about one of them when we talked about reptiles, so and amphibians, so maybe you'll think about that thing that we saw laying eggs. That comes in a shell. Lots of things come in a shell. Draw and write me a sentence about something that comes in a shell. Do your best writing, please, and remember to put an uppercase. You're getting much better at uppercase at the beginning of your sentences. Period, exclamation or question mark at the end, and no spaces between the words. No, definitely need spaces between the words. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Wheeler. You all know how to do it. I must have forgotten. All right, I can't wait to see your work.